polar bear spots a seal sunbathing on the ice. It inches forward carefully, but seals are extremely sensitive to any vibrations on the ice. Every step the bear takes risks giving itself away. To improve its chances, the bear decides to attack from underwater, sneaking up from behind. Just when it seems like the seal is about to get a scare, we realize the polar bear swam in the wrong direction. Luckily, the seal still hasn't noticed, so the bear dives again, ready to strike. But once again, it comes up in the wrong place. At least this time, it's a little closer. The polar bear goes underwater again, sure that this time it'll catch the seal off guard. But it makes the same mistake all over again. Still, the bear doesn't give up. It dives once more, only to be spotted this time. Because of global warming, the ice that polar bears depend on is shrinking fast. Without ice cover, their hunting conditions get worse and worse. If this bear keeps failing to find prey, it may eventually starve to death. Seals, which are a polar bear's main food source, are extremely alert when they rest. Even the slightest sound on the ice sends them diving into the nearest breathing hole. That's why polar bears must change their hunting strategy. When they locate a target, they slip underwater from far away, waiting to strike the moment the seal relaxes. According to scientific studies, a polar bear's sense of smell is 100 times stronger than a human's. They can detect prey from nearly 20 miles away, and their sharp claws can punch through more than 3 inches of ice. But even with all that, a polar bear succeeds in only 1 out of every 10 hunts. Such low odds make their daily survival incredibly challenging. Determined not to starve, the bear shakes off the seawater and keeps moving. It stands up, trying to catch the scent of a seal in the air. Then it climbs to a higher vantage point. But seals are scarce, maybe only 2 within a 2-mile radius. This time, the bear has to make it count. It circles around in a wide arc and quietly approaches the seal from behind. If it fails again, it'll be 1 step closer to starvation. The seal dives into the water once more, seemingly escaping the bear yet again. As the ocean's surface settles, it looks like the hunt is over. But a moment later, the bear's head breaks through the water, and unbelievably, it has the seal's tail clenched tightly in its jaws. This time it succeeds. Thanks to this catch, the bear won't have to worry about food for the next week. By eating the seal's fat, the polar bear gets the energy it desperately needs to survive the harsh Arctic environment. A panda mother, 5 months pregnant, heads to the bathroom. But suddenly, she gives birth to a tiny baby the size of a little mouse. She immediately picks up the newborn and lets it nurse. Then a sharp wave of pain hits her again. She leans against the wall, trying to endure it. Soon, a second panda cub is born. She's had twins, but the second baby makes no sound at all. The mother grows anxious. Holding the first cub in one paw, she bends down and keeps licking the second one, trying to wake it up. After her persistent care, the second cub finally lets out a cry, truly joining the world. But here's the surprising part. Even though the younger cub is crying loudly, the mother only touches it gently, then turns away. The poor cub lies there in the grass, crying, waiting for its mother to feed it. But the mother focuses only on the stronger twin. In fact, the chance of panda twins is only about 2%. Pandas have very low reproductive success, and their cubs struggle to survive. In the wild, when twins are born, a mother panda often abandons the weaker one to ensure at least one survives. She really is doing her best. Thankfully, the keepers understand this, so they place both cubs in an incubator. The sisters will stay there for 100 days, eating and sleeping around the clock. But they don't always sleep peacefully. By day 10, their eye patches darken and black spots appear on their fur. By day 20, they've grown bigger, and patches of fur begin to appear. After a month, they've grown so fast that the incubator is too small. The keepers move them to a larger room and give them a full medical exam. At that age, they sleep constantly, curled up like soft, round dough balls. By day 40, they develop their classic black and white coats. At 2 months old, the dark outlines around their eyes become clear, and they stare wide-eyed at the world, filled with curiosity. Then comes their second medical check. The keepers examine their teeth, test their heart and lung function, and measure their bodies. Both cubs weigh more than 10 pounds by then. 10 days later, they become more active and mischievous, rolling around here, making noise over there. 100 days, they barely fit in the nursery at all. It's time to exercise outdoors. When they first step outside, they're nervous and unsure what to do. But soon, they adapt to the big world, climbing everywhere and learning new skills. Both cubs are playful, especially the younger sister, who's bursting with energy. But they're also very close. They eat together, sleep together, and never want to be apart. The panda mom calmly munches bamboo nearby, watching their daily wrestling matches. The cubs imitate her and start chewing bamboo too. By their first birthday, they've grown strong and sturdy. The keepers even throw them a birthday party, making a special cake out of apples and bamboo to give them a proper celebration. And in this loving environment, the little pandas keep on growing, thriving day by day. This is the most desperate moment for the lioness. Just moments ago, her cubs were full of life, but now there are no signs of vitality. Callie, the mother lion, tries to detect the cubs' heartbeats, but when she suddenly looks up, she sees the silhouette of the male lion, Saf, in the distance. She can hardly believe it. The same Saf who once obeyed her in everything and treated the cubs as his own, now seems willing to harm them. Callie lets out a desperate roar, her cry full of accusation toward her former partner and the helplessness of a mother. Not long ago, Callie's pride was hunting a buffalo. Even though they had the numbers, this 1,000-pound prey remained extremely dangerous. Brave Callie jumped onto the buffalo's back, but the sheer strength of the animal meant it would soon shake her off. At this moment, Saf arrives at the scene. Yet, seeing Callie struggling in danger, he chooses to stand by and do nothing. The enraged buffalo, frustrated, turns its anger towards Saf, who surprisingly flees without looking back. With nowhere else to vent, the buffalo redirects its fury at Callie. She has no choice but to flee quickly. During the chase, the sharp horns nearly slash her abdomen, but luckily, Callie ultimately escapes safely. Callie cannot suppress her anger, blaming Saf for refusing to help. But Saf seems indifferent. The trigger for their strained relationship appears closely tied to these 3 cubs. 6 months ago, Callie secretly gave birth to 4 cubs with a wandering male lion. Without Saf knowing, to ensure the cubs' survival, she had to return to her original pride with them. Saf, who had never forgotten Callie, tracked her down after several days and brought her and the cubs back to the pride. Every day, Saf pesters Callie, hoping she will bear his own cubs. But Callie is nursing and cannot meet this demand. Faced with Saf's relentless pursuit, Callie climbs a tall tree to avoid contact with him. Seeing her in the tree, Saf lets out a roar of anger and frustration. Callie watches Saf leave, thinking she has some respite, but little does she know, the fire of rejection continues to build in him. He sets his sights on Callie's still maturing cubs. A reckless Saf charges at them. The 3 cubs flee in terror. Only when she hears unusual sounds in their direction does Callie hurry down from the tree, calling out for her children, but receives no response. Frantically, Callie searches the grasslands, following the scent left by her cubs, and finally witnesses a scene of despair. One cub lies still on the ground, lifeless. Callie lifts her head sharply, seeing Saf's figure in the distance. The image of her once gentle partner is completely shattered, and Callie is powerless to stop him. There is no time to grieve. She must quickly find the other 2 cubs. 2 small figures appear not far away. The missing cubs, the cubs guided by instinct, find their way back to the pride. Finally, Callie and her family are reunited, and the shadow of despair that weighed on her heart instantly lifts. She excitedly licks the cub's fur, overflowing with the joy of having them back. The male red-billed hornbill has found the perfect spot to start a family. His mate isn't far away, so he begins an elaborate courtship dance to invite her over for a closer look. The female seems pleased and immediately starts preparing their new home. But soon, the 2 of them will face a challenge that will test their trust and endurance. They get busy collecting mud, the most important material for their nesting project. Their goal is to make the entrance smaller and smaller. Before it's completely sealed, the female must go inside first. That tiny hollow will be her home for the next 12 weeks, even using her own droppings to help close up the entrance. From this moment on, she depends entirely on her partner. The male takes charge of gathering more building materials from outside. They work in perfect coordination. The female narrows the opening bit by bit from within. It's her safest refuge, keeping out snakes and other predators. Soon, the hole is sealed, with only a thin slit left, just wide enough for food to pass through. For the next several weeks, the male will have only one mission: to keep feeding his mate, because from now on, her very survival depends entirely on him.